For San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
It is what we do. Good morning. Nonstop news starts right now. We are the only TV station in town commercial free until the top of the hour.
That's right. We have you covered this morning, including a look at traffic with Joy and a look at your weather with Jeannette. Good morning, Jeannette.
Good morning. Back to work, back to school, and it's a nice start to the day. Let's take a look at the maps. Live look outside. Raul B. Rodriguez Law weather camera. Still dark outside. Sunrise not until 7:17. But if you look closely, I am noticing just a few scattered clouds. There goes a little patch there. We'll see just some scattered clouds through the morning. Once the sun comes up, it will be mostly sunny, and it'll stay mostly sunny at least through the early afternoon before a few more clouds roll back in. 73 degrees. That's not bad. That's at the airport. I am seeing some 60s, upper 60s anywhere from northern Bexar County to the western hill country. So certainly nice at the bus stop through the morning. We'll see the temperature dropped closer to about 72 degrees. That's between 7 and 8. After school, becoming partly sunny between 3 and 6. 10% rain chance. Forecast high temperature right around 93 or 94 degrees. A 20% rain chance in the eastern zone, south and east of San Antonio and Bexar County. Slightly higher rain chance. Later this week, it gets hot, but by next week, we could see a pattern change. There's the chance for possibly rain as we wrap up September and head into October. We'll take a look at your full forecast with all the details coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, if you have plans to be along I-10 on the east side, it is very crowded this morning, and it's all because of this. Live look here from your South Texas Ford dealer, Sky4. Photojournalist David Mendoza tracking a wreck here that has led us to see some partial closures. Now, David, as I'm looking at this, it does look like a little bit more traffic is flowing through here than when we started. Can I get an update? Good morning.
Hi, Joy. So yes, 10 East and Walters. Looks like we have, from what I've been able to count, a 3-vehicle involved accident with 2 lanes shut. This is actually an improvement. We had 3 lanes shut maybe about 10 minutes ago. Since then, they've opened a lane. As we look back at the traffic, it's really starting to build. So I want to say that this traffic is possibly extending past 35 headed west. So if you're headed east, from 90 and 35, looks like you're going to be facing traffic all the way to 10 East and Walters. So big buildup in the area. The accident itself doesn't look too severe. There will be a cleanup that needs to be undergoing. So I'll keep you updated with that and let you know what else I see. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that is now pushing upwards of a 25 to 30 minute delay because of that partial closure. Again, the eastbound lanes of I-10 are where you're going to feel that. Downtown, up to a 15-minute delay in the northbound lanes of I-35 as you're approaching South Alamo Street. That will increase to about 20 to 25 minutes by the time we truly hit the meat of rush hour here. So keep that in mind as well. Zooming out everywhere else, it's getting busier, but there's no other major lane closures. That's the latest with your on-time traffic.
All right, Joy, thanks. And this is a real case of the Mondays for a lot of folks here. So you are looking at 5 outages affecting about 2,000 people near the Alamo Dome there on the east side. That's that pink little area you see in the middle of your screen. CPS outage map there reporting there's a transformer that probably is blown. It is still under investigation, so we're working to get more information. But according to CPS Energy, this could take up to 2 hours or more to fix. Again, just over 2,000 customers without power right now this morning.
Time now is 6:45. We are waiting for a police report after a disturbance on San Antonio's northwest side overnight lands 2 men in the hospital. It happened around 11 last night at a house off Valley Via near 1604. Investigators say a man went to his next door neighbors to complain about where a car was parked. Following an argument, officers say the one man allegedly cut the other on the face and arm. The suspect also got a cut on the hand. Right now, no charges have been filed, and both men are expected to be okay.
Also happening today, Colin King, the man convicted of killing his co-worker and disposing his body, is expected to be sentenced later today.
Tawny Davis is live right now with the details on what led up to King's conviction. Good morning, Tawny.
Good morning. Now, Colin Christian King was accused and later found guilty of killing Shane Barrett, a worker from Georgia who was later found missing while here in San Antonio. So according to some court records, King and Barrett were co-workers and rented property together. Barrett went missing in early May of 2019, and his wife Georgia told Bexar County deputies that King threatened her husband. Investigators say they found a threatening voicemail that King reportedly left for Barrett. And according to an arrest report, King texted his boss saying he would end Barrett if he saw him. A witness spoke with deputies who said King FaceTimed her to show her Barrett's dead body, then asked her for help. Texts between King and another man named Donald Barber were found discussing how to dispose of a body. Barber was arrested and later told deputies he helped get rid of Barrett's body. Barrett's remains are found in a container buried along North San Felipe Avenue. King was later arrested in Mississippi and was extradited to Bexar County, where he faced a murder charge and tampering with evidence. Now, Colin was found guilty of that murder charge, and his sentencing will be this afternoon at 1:30 p.m. Reporting live, I'm Tawny Davis. Back to you.
Thank you, Tawny. Developing now, a shooting at the top of the Rivercenter parking garage leaves one man dead and 2 others injured. It happened early Sunday morning, just after midnight. Police say there was a fight between 2 groups when someone allegedly pulled out a gun. The shooter killed 1 person. An 18-year-old remains in critical condition. A 16-year-old was treated after being grazed by a bullet. Investigators say the shooter is still on the run.
Also, 2 men shot dead after a big fight just outside of an apartment building on the northwest side early yesterday morning. This was on Callahan Road around 2 a.m. Police found a 26-year-old man shot dead at the front of the complex, and then a second person had been shot between the buildings. That person died at the scene as well. No IDs just yet, but witnesses say there was some sort of fight between several people. Shots were fired. Police are still looking for suspects.
Emma Allen at the Live Desk. Chicago police are investigating after a dead rat and note were found in front of an alderman's office last night. The rat was left in front of Alderman Andre Vasquez's office, and a handwritten derogatory note was taped to his door. Vasquez saying the note referred to undocumented immigrants as vermin, but he says his office will remain open as the investigation remains ongoing, and he also said his office is working and will always be steadfast in their commitment to serving their neighbors and supporting the rights of the immigrant community. At this time, police don't have anybody in custody. That's the latest from the Live Desk.
All right, Emma, thank you. Uvalde CISD will shut down classes for the week after a cyber attack disrupted key technology systems across the district. District officials say the cyber attack disabled essential services, including phones, visitor management, and security cameras. The closure day will be swapped with previously scheduled non-working days. The closure is expected to last through September 18th while the district investigates. Around the world this morning, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Israel meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. His focus is on the release of the remaining hostages and getting humanitarian aid to the civilians who need it. The Israeli military wants to take over Gaza City, but it's warning civilians to leave before troops move in. Hundreds of thousands of people are still there. Hamas leaders are asking them not to leave.
China is set to open what will become the world's tallest bridge. The deck of the Huajing Grand Canyon Bridge is in southwest China's province. It soars 2,050 feet in the air. The bridge also spans a distance of more than 4,600 feet, which will set another record as the world's longest bridge in a mountainous area. Officials hope the new bridge, with its spectacular views of the canyon below, will boost tourism in the region. It's set to open to traffic at the end of the month.
Pope Leo celebrated his 70th birthday over the weekend. During his weekly blessing, he watched as a sea of worshipers waved balloons and happy birthday banners in all languages. There's a band there as well. Pope thanked everyone who remembered him in their prayers.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette.
Looks like they had great weather to celebrate the Pope and at the Vatican over the weekend.
And here it was pretty nice too for those outdoor activities.
It was nice.
It was comfortable in the mornings, and then of course the afternoons got hot, but not terribly hot.
Not
or humid.
miserable hot. No,
yes.
no.
We know that could be the case this time of year. And speaking of which, this is the last full week of summer. It is going to be heating up a bit later this week, and then next week a possible pattern change. So we have this area of high pressure that's going to be in control for the early part of the week. Late week, it's going to back off a bit, moving a little farther to the west, and that will allow for a cold front to get at least into North Texas come Friday. Ahead of that, there's the chance that we'll see a couple showers or a thunderstorm Friday afternoon and maybe a shower or thunderstorm on Saturday. But the bulk of the activity with that storm system that moves across the high plains, of course, will be outside of Texas across the north. Now, this is when we could see a possible pattern change next week. This storm system will likely take a track farther to the south. It could get closer to the area, and that could enhance our rain chances. Here's the rainfall outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for September 20th through the 24th. It looks like in terms of precipitation at or slightly above the normal, well above normal farther to the north and west from North Texas to the Central Plains and back across the west coast. The week after that, it looks like we have several opportunities for rain. In the meantime, just dry and getting hotter. Conditions outside of Texas right now, rain from the Intermountain West to the high plains. Also seeing some light rain showers across portions of Oklahoma, the Tennessee Valley. Developing low pressure system off the coast of North Carolina. That's forecast to move towards the northeast this week. It is going to be mostly sunny here from mid-morning through the early afternoon. And then later this afternoon, as the low level moisture increases, we'll see a few more clouds becoming partly sunny. Weather lottery today, because there could be a spot or two that does pick up a brief downpour. Better chance for that in the eastern zone, and that's between 3 and 6 p.m. Tomorrow morning is dry. Tomorrow afternoon, once again, an isolated shower is possible. Does look drier Wednesday and Thursday. There could be a shower across the east later Wednesday and then again late on Thursday. 7-day rainfall forecast in terms of amounts. Not a whole lot. Much of Texas, especially here in south central Texas, less than a half an inch of rain. In the blue around Dallas, possibly upwards of an inch or two, and down towards deep south Texas, possibly over an inch of rain over the next 7 days. Rain free today, comfortable this morning, low 70s until 8. And then notice as we see mostly sunny skies, it heats up quickly. Low to mid 80s late morning, mid to upper 80s at noon. This afternoon becoming partly sunny. There goes that 10% rain chance. Forecast high of 93, 20% rain chance across our southern and eastern counties. Much of the same tomorrow. Hotter later this week, mid 90s, 20% rain chance Friday, 10% rain chance on Saturday. Here's the extended forecast for the other 3 zones. Highs in the western zone, not bad, low 90s. Hill country near 90 degrees. It gets hotter in the eastern zone with highs in the mid to upper 90s. Slight rain chance there this weekend.
All right, checking in again on that issue. East of downtown, this is going to be along I-10. It's causing about a 15 to 20 minute delay at the moment. And we have photojournalist David Mendoza keeping an eye over that area. He's live from your South Texas Ford dealer Sky 4. I'm going to turn it over to him for one more update. Good morning, David.
Hi, good morning. Well, it seems that Monday has kind of creeped up on us when it comes to traffic. Here we are at 10 East and Walters. Looking at the backup, we're down to 2 lanes if you're headed eastbound. This traffic delay stretches back along Highway 90 as well till about 35. So if you're headed east on 90 or I-10, prepare to wait at least for a little bit. I'll leave you with that, folks. Drive safe and have a great Monday. Back to you.
David, thank you. We appreciate you as always. Happy Monday. A couple of other things to watch out for. We do have some reports of an issue near I-35 and I-37. In fact, the I-37 exit to I-35. However, I will say I'm not seeing a lot of congestion there. And then also downtown, I-35 northbound at South Alamo Street. About 10 to 15 minute delay behind that construction closure. Rest of San Antonio, here's what it looks like. That's the latest. Have a wonderful Monday.
In the Allen at the live desk, we'll take a look at this video coming in from over the weekend of first responders saving a woman from a flood channel. It all happened Saturday in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where a woman was spotted in a flood channel being swept away by the fast flowing current. A retired Albuquerque firefighter saw that woman and alerted rescue crews of her description and location. 31 Albuquerque fire rescue and other units were dispatched along different parts of the channel for various points of rescue. The victim was swept away from the first 2 rescue locations, but crews were finally able to pass her a flotation device. The woman was rescued near an overpass, and although she was alert and stable, she was transported to a nearby hospital. That's the latest from the live desk.
Well, the much anticipated Victor Wembanyama's Super Spurs fan section tryouts did not disappoint. It was American Idol meets Lucha Libre with Wemby as a judge. Hundreds of fans tried out to recreate the Ultras, the fans of his favorite EuroLeague soccer team. Wemby seemed to get a genuine kick out of the experience and says it's slowly coming together.
You can't really have expectations because people will bring different things on the table, but it was super fun, and it was kind of like a social experiment for me, like seeing, people of different horizons and, with different intents and energies in all ages. It was so interesting. The best hope is to have people like coordinated and with the same intentions or similar intentions, to come together and to be one more aspect of, Spurs culture that will bring together people and help the performance and help the community.
So now the Spurs will decide on who the superfans will actually be. Training camp starts at the end of the month, and David, I did a little digging.
Oh, fantastic.
And they had to register to be part of that,
okay,
and pay $999 to be part of that super section.
To get picked?
To be picked.
Okay.
I don't know if, they get refunded if they don't get picked.
Hopefully they get picked.
Yeah, good luck to you.